This is my video journal number 3 for Theater 2100 for Intimate Apparel. So the first thing that I kind of noticed about the play was that Esther didn't write the letters to George, rather Mrs. Van Buren kind of helped her out. And when George came to New York to marry her, her expectations of what the marriage was supposed to be was kind of altered, and I feel like that could have been done through the letters, as she wasn't actually the person writing them. And then some of the values that I found in the play: love, friendship, marriage, such as Esther trying to find her love, but then characters like Mamie can't differentiate between love and lust. Esther has a good relationship with Mr. Marks, and like her relationship with Mrs. Dickinson, who kind of acts as her mother figure and gives her advice on marriage as she's about to marry George. So things like that. And then race and class were also large themes within the play. We see Mamie, a sex worker, which is kind of seen as a dirty job, not one that you want. And then with race, the main characters are African American, and they are looked down upon throughout the play. And then something I circled because I didn't know what it was a boudoir, which is a woman's bedroom or just a private room. It's typically furnished, which makes sense because this is where she writes her letters, she has talks and meetings, and she does her sewing. And then question 4, the issues of diversity. I think that this play reinvents African American experience because the stereotype is kind of that black people are lazy or poor and they don't work hard, but Esther disproves all of this because she's extremely hardworking and she has similar moral values as her Christian counterparts who are white. So I think it puts her in a better light rather than enforcing the idea that black people are lazy or poor. And then question 5, stereotypes of African Americans. Some of them I just mentioned, other ones are like crime, drugs, things such as that. And I think that these are perpetuated by family members. I was just talking to some of my friends and they were saying how their grandparents are still really racist despite the times. But I think that this is changing with kind of our generation as we are more progressive and we don't view the world through that same lens that our grandparents viewed it. And then a couple questions that I had were, what's the significance of Mrs. Van Buren being the only prominent white character in the play? And then how does Esther's expectations of George affect their marriage?